You know that moment when you walk through the door after a long day, and before you even say a word, your dog is already there? Tail wagging, body wiggling, eyes locked on you like you're the most important person in the world? For a second, everything softens. The stress of the day loosens its grip, your shoulders drop, and you can't help but smile. If that moment feels familiar to you, this video is probably about you. Because loving dogs isn't just about liking animals, it says something deeper about how your mind and nervous system experience connection. Here's what most people don't realize about people who love dogs. It's not simply about personality, it's about how their brain responds to emotional energy. Some nervous systems are wired to regulate through quiet and distance, but others regulate through movement, interaction, and emotional feedback. For them, connection isn't draining, it's stabilizing. Dogs naturally provide that kind of environment. They initiate contact, they mirror emotion, they keep energy flowing. And for certain people, that constant emotional exchange feels incredibly grounding. This idea connects with what psychologists studying attachment and social bonding have observed for decades. Humans are biologically wired to respond to signals of warmth, attention, and synchrony. Researchers like John Bowlby, who developed the foundations of attachment theory, showed that consistent emotional responsiveness creates a sense of safety and belonging. Dogs do this instinctively. When a dog sees you, it doesn't hesitate. It doesn't calculate the right time to show affection or worry about appearing too enthusiastic. It simply reacts, joyfully, immediately, completely. For many people, that kind of emotional clarity is deeply comforting. Human relationships can be complicated. People hesitate, misunderstand signals, and sometimes hide how they feel. But dogs operate on a much simpler emotional language. If they love you, you know it. There's no ambiguity. This is one reason dog lovers often describe their pets as emotionally supportive companions. Interacting with dogs has been shown to increase oxytocin, the bonding hormone associated with trust and connection. Studies involving human-animal interaction consistently find that spending time with dogs reduces stress hormones while increasing feelings of social warmth. In other words, your brain literally relaxes around them. But there's another interesting pattern researchers have noticed. People who strongly prefer dogs often score higher on traits related to sociability and external engagement within personality models like the Big Five personality traits. This doesn't mean dog lovers are always extroverts, but many of them naturally orient outward. They gain energy from shared activity, interaction, and emotional exchange. Dogs thrive in exactly that environment. They invite play, they respond to tone of voice, they participate in the rhythm of daily life. A walk with a dog isn't just exercise, it becomes a small social ritual, a moment of movement and connection that keeps emotional energy circulating. Over time, this dynamic creates something powerful, mutual regulation. Your mood influences the dog, and the dog influences you. When you're excited, the dog mirrors that excitement. When you're calm, it settles with you. This emotional synchronization helps the brain stabilize itself. Psychologists sometimes refer to this process as co-regulation, two nervous systems adjusting to each other until they reach balance. Dogs do this naturally. And for people who feel most alive in environments filled with activity, warmth, and shared presence, that dynamic can feel incredibly natural. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about dog lovers is this. Their connection with dogs often reflects something about how they approach relationships in general. Many people who deeply love dogs value loyalty, enthusiasm, and visible affection. They appreciate emotional expression rather than emotional restraint. When they care about someone, they tend to show it openly. Dogs embody that philosophy perfectly. They don't hold back excitement. They don't pretend indifference. They don't ration affection. They simply show up with their full emotional presence. And for certain people, that kind of honesty feels like the purest form of companionship. So if you've ever felt that rush of happiness when your dog runs toward you like you're the best thing that's happened all day, it might say something meaningful about the way your mind connects with the world. You may simply be someone whose brain thrives on warmth, movement, and shared energy. And dogs, in their own uncomplicated way, provide exactly that. If this resonated with you, you'll probably enjoy the kinds of ideas explored on this channel. And if you'd like to see more deep dives into the psychology behind everyday human behavior, consider subscribing.